Good afternoon, Blood Bowl fans, and welcome to our stream. So today I'm going to be continuing our game of Blood Bowl, continuing the season, or starting a new season with the Hairy Halflings in our attempt to make a Halfling team that is not just a complete and utter joke, and see if you can make it into a compelling and interesting team. So far we've lost one game, won 4, and drawn 1. The only game we've lost is to an Amazon team, which was pretty impressive. So we're just going to pick our new league and start to play. So you should now be able to hear the Blood Bowl music in the background and see Blood Bowl up on your screens. So we're going to start the stream. So we won our first season, which I think we actually came second in our first season, won some Cyans out of it. So the second season we are looking at doing the NAF Winter Championship. You have a few options you can do. This is effectively the Play in the League versus the AI that we're playing at the moment. And there's a few different options that you can choose to do that. The single player game is just the Reichland Reavers and playing through that campaign. But you can just pick your own team, choose a championship and crack on. So we've got a few different options for our second season here, the Winter Championships. So we've got the Wealthy Club Tournament, so your stadium must be at least level 3. That is not us. You've got the No Admission Mode NAF Winter Championship, which I think is where we're going to go. Or you've got the Spike Magazine Tournament, where you have to pay 10 Cyans to enter, and the reward is 20 Cyans. I don't think I'm very confident at all about our chances here, so I think we're going to go for one of the free ones. There's also the Outcast Cup, which was there's no entrance conditions at all. So I think we're going to go for the NAF Winter Championship.
I'm looking forward to the next
and let's just begin. So we'll register for the NAF Winter Championship. So there's 7 teams in total, and we're going to enter with the Hairy Halflings, and we're starting off against the Merciless Centaurs, which are an AI Chaos Dwarf opponent. So we'll see how this does. Should be interesting. Right, we're not going to get any money for petty cash, so let's begin. Oh, they got a Halfling Master Chef for their side. Hang on, the traitor.
I hope
Why,
your front
Iota?
door is locked and your phone is switched off. It's match time, and nothing can come in the way of a head coach and his Blood Bowl.
Welcome back, Blood Bowl.
So we're at the XL Bowl, the home stadium of the Halflings, and we're going to do our level best to level the Chaos Dwarves. I'm at a serious disadvantage here. The Chaos Dwarf team's actually one of my favourite. I haven't played with them very much, but I have got a Chaos Dwarf team in the streaming league, and they're quite a lot of fun. So the Bull Centaurs are actually some of the fastest on the pitch as well as the hittiest. All of the Chaos Dwarves start off with block, and the Hobgoblins are pretty fast. So they kind of a lot like the Lizardman team dynamic, except with a slightly faster. Darn, I've lost 2 of my rerolls. Slightly faster big uns. So the Merciless Centaurs, the Halfling Master Chef. So basically, you roll and you can actually gain rerolls. And the opponent loses rerolls. So they've had a Halfling Master Chef, and their traitorous cooking has cost me 2 rerolls, which gives them a decent advantage. So let's see how we're going to play this. I think what we're going to do is try our normal formation to start with, because we're in defence. So we'll put... let's see who we've got on the bench, just make sure we're not getting anyone that we really need. Well, Undercooked Sausages is on the bench. He shouldn't be. Just Eat is being replaced with Undercooked Sausages. My Bacon is on there. I think I might try and get my Bacon on, because he's only 1 star player point away from upgrading. So, let's see. So, Mahusiv Portion, our current star player, is going to fill out the left-hand flank with Dominoes running with him. And I might actually see if I can move one of our other... like a Rory 2, in fact, can go over there. And we'll put... We'll leave my bacon towards the back for now. Uber Eats can go over with Dominoes. I'm sure they're good friends. Microwave Meal can stand in the middle of the line because he's going to get punched hard in the face. Who we got here? Maras McLeod can stay slightly further back, and Curry can move up. And we'll keep a couple of our halflings at the back and the centre because we're not very fast, so we need to be able to try and run from side to side as and when they push through the line. So we're playing more of a tackle zone defence at the moment. So let's see how we do. And we're kicking off. Welcome to the stream for everyone that's just joined us. So we're just playing Halflings versus Chaos Dwarves in Sinai Studios Blood Bowl 2. And trying our best not to just get beaten all over the pitch, which is really how it normally goes if you're playing as a Halfling player. So get the ref. Each team receives one additional bribe to use during this game to try to ignore one referee call. So there'll be some healthy fouling going on at some point. So the Halflings are significantly weaker than most other teams, with only a strength of 2 and a very low armour value of 6, which means that you only have to roll above 6 on 2 dice to crack their armour. Oh, that'll be one of their 6 rerolls they're going to get to use. What that means is each one of these players getting hit is like a normal player getting, like a human player getting hit by a troll. So as you'll see, there's going to be 2 dice for this hit. And Block has come to his rescue there. Oh, first! I haven't even got to my first turn, and Curry's already had his arm fractured. Oh dear. This may not go well. So one of the things I have done to try and beef up my front line, which helped there, is that both of these tree men both have the guard skill. That means that they can help out their fellow players even if they're in someone else's tackle zones. So now what to do about this? These 2 here will add up to him, so that's a normal risk block. I think what I'm going to do first is... Well, let's stand Microwave Meal back up. I'm not going to blitz with him. I think it's fair to say. So I think what I'm going to do is... Let's hit this Chaos Dwarf back here.
2 big guys is always better than 1.
And I'm going to stay where I am there. The Chaos Dwarfs have a very high armour, so it's unlikely that their armour's going to crack. Darn. That was not what I was hoping for, I'll be honest. I'll follow that up though. I'm going to use Like a Rory here to... In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to... Yeah, I'll use Like a Rory here to see if he can clear the way. And he's being assisted by Maras McLeod here. And we're just going to push him across sideways to try and get him out of the way. And I've got one guy that's got the same strength as one of theirs, so I'm going to actually see if I can get... Maras McLeod, after assisting with the block, is going to run through to provide an assist to Mahusiv Portion, our star player, to try and get a hit. And I made a mistake there, I put him in a tackle zone. Oh dear. Well, there you go. Oh no, Mahusiv Portion is injured, our star player is off the pitch. And badly hurt already. Oh, I made a silly mistake there. I didn't see the Chaos Dwarf tackle zone there, which was just stupidity on my part. So now I'm going to get a bit of a pounding. I did manage to get the ball carrier to drop the ball. This is almost like a one-on-one here, so that's not too bad. The tree man can hopefully take care of himself. I have a feeling that, like a Rory, may be getting punched in the face, although his compatriot has guard. Ooh! Uber Eats catching a fairly solid punch to the face there. He's stunned. Oh, what's that? Oh! Oh, and Maras McLeod is off the pitch injured as well. So this is the downside to playing with halflings. This is turn 2, and there are already 3 of them out injured. And 2 further are just lying on their back. Okay, so we don't have a lot that we can do here, so we'll just try and inflict some pain. We'll start off with this halfling here, because although that's only an equal odds kind of a hit, he can follow through.
Big guy, travel.
Sometimes the...
There you go, just take a wander around. Now I'm more likely to hit the hobgoblins and break their armor. Their armor value is only 7, so let's have a crack at that.
2 big goons that get together and fall on you. It can really hurt.
I think I'm going to stay where I am with this tree man. Try and dodge out of that tackle zone. Oh dear. You know what? I think this is just not going to be one of my games. I'm going to save that for a more critical moment. Oh! So I've now got 4 of my players that won't be making next game. I think this may be a bit of a route stream. So, stream, I'm just pressing control at the moment. You can see with that view, you've got the first one that just tells you what they are and their name. You've got a second view that shows you all of the abilities they have. And then the third view just keeps the squares on the pitch. Oh, a lot of their dwarves have tackle apparently. Oh. Won't be doing very much dodging around. However, he has moved the ball carrier not very far from the tree man, so I can give that a go. And actually just go and hit the hobgoblin.
The bigger they are,
The harder they punch.
Oh dear. Definitely not my game today, stream. So we did hit the, thanks to Nuffle's blessings and a reroll, we did hit the hobgoblin and knock him over. That shouldn't have been a challenging tackle at all.
reminds me of the fair story of Nurgling and the Great Unclean.
No armor break there either.
No miracles.
Why not? Go for a silly hit on the ball carrier.
Ball in danger.
Oh! Oh, when you're having a game like this, you can only laugh. Went to go and hit the ball carrier, and instead managed to just punch myself in the face, as far as I can tell. Oh, this ball centaur will be able to do some damage to my tree man. Oh, not like that he won't. Oh, wow. I will be standing firm there. So we're going to try and get some more hits there. Because this tree man is so strong, he's got a strength of 6, they're going to need to get a number of them round just to hit the tackle. So that's another, should have been another big hit. They managed to get a strength of 7 combined there. 1, 2, 3, 4 assists plus the base 3. So they got 2 dice. But still failed to knock him over.
No, Jim. Strike first, run later.
I'll keep stand firm on, but that is going to be him down finally. Well, I've not got much choice but to go for a blitz, I don't think. So if I can stand him up, does that get enough tackle zones gone? No. What if I stand him up and place him here? I think still no. Oh, let's go for it. Use a reroll. I must admit, it's the thing I hate most is the UI for this tree man. It makes it not very... So what happens is he failed to stand up. He passed his take route yeah, he passed take route, but failed to stand up. He needed a 4+. So he failed twice. I'll just move the other over this way. Oh, he got tackle, I keep forgetting. Stream, this is going to be one of those games.
Must really hurt.
Never mind. I think I'm more annoyed at my own stupidity there than the poor dice roll. I could have hit with the other tree man, which I think is now going to be out of the question. So I now have 5 injuries, 4 of which won't be coming back next game. Is what it is. That is a lot of hits on a very small...
Less pressure on the ball.
Oh, that's our 6th injury. Microwave meal is down as well. So if you find yourself up against a Halfling team, they are actually great for farming star player points out. Because if you're very likely to crack, if you knock them over, you're pretty much going to crack their armor. There's not really 2 ways about it. So this should be an easy touchdown for the Chaos Dwarves now. They've got 3 more turns to get from where they are to here, which is more than enough time. Oh, that doesn't look good for me there. It might have been both down, but he has block. So this is why not many people would choose to go into a competition with a Halfling team. So what failed there? Stood up fine, but took root.
Overrated. There's always room in sport for a scrap like this.
So we've now got...
He won't leave him alone anytime.
I think that's what could be improved, is that on the UI where you're choosing whether to reroll, whether you can... So you can better see whether they've taken root or failed the stand-up, and some sort of indication on screen here to say that as well, because I'm having to look down the bottom to see what the heck has happened. So, if we're going to have a game where we're going to get beaten around, let's just do something silly, eh? And already used my blitz this time, so what I'm going to do is see if I can stand up and I'm going to just check if there's these going down again. Yeah. This Chaos Dwarf team has given everyone tackle, which is does mean that it's almost the perfect team to play against the Halflings with. Same sort of average speed, much stronger, much hittier, and they can then limiting the amount of dodging that can go on. So really a nice selection there by the Chaos Dwarf team.
to be decisive. That kill went down like
it's a nice hit with block. One of the reasons block is one of the most powerful skills that you can give one of your guys. And yes, stand firm there, but not going to really have any impact. Really?
Unmistakable sign of a player's eyes rolling up into his head.
Well, I think this might be the first absolute rout of the Halfling team. The Chaos Dwarves can just run it in at this point. I have got nothing I can fight back with at all. I really need to get my team some more star player points to start being able to give some of them some skills that mean they can stand up in a fight, and that's kind of tough to do with a Halfling team. That's the first point scored for the Merciless Centaurs against the Hairy Halflings. Stay well worked, straightforward. Can't really say anything bad about it.
Return to the slaughter.
They're down a player. Easy to replace.
They've kicked the ball to the opponents. Now it's time to think defensively.
Jeez. So I think I'm actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm actually a man down, even with all of the substitutes I had. So we're going to need to do something about this. We've got undercooked sausages here that going to stick there. Let's see. Let's give this a go. So, cheering fans, the Hairy Halfling get an extra team reroll this half, and boy do they need it. So, Justy actually caught the ball.
A ball that goes from
try handing off.
Fingers to podgy little fingers.
Two big goons that get together and fall on you. It can really hurt.
Smack.
So going for a bit of an all-out attack here.
Solid formation. I want to see the opposing team have a go at the ball now.
It's a risk because he has block. And I've now used my reroll and I'm going to do something incredibly risky. And it failed. Didn't take anyone down, but that didn't help. Okay. Well, the ball carrier is just going to move to the middle of the little cage we formed here. There we go. That will have to be the end of the turn. So this is going to be the Merciless Centaurs turn 8. So I've got one turn to score, which is going to be a death or glory with no rerolls remaining. I've tried to limit the amount of hits that can be achieved, but that Chaos Dwarf in front of the tree man on the right is going to be a bit of an issue. Ah, it looks like they have tackle as standard in the Chaos Dwarfs, just having a look at it. I've never really looked all that closely.
That's a holding maneuver, if ever I saw
Wow,
one.
that's a lot of people to hit one person. Poor Mouldy Sprouts there, receiving a punch to the face and not cracking the armour. I'm going to have to say that I'm taking that as a win.
At least they have teammates
Oh.
around.
Oh. Never mind.
He's on him now, like a halfling on a hot dinner.
Right, let's see if I can get a decent hit in.
Well done. He held the ball.
Stay where he is. Problem is, I'm not likely to crack armour here. However, this is the only manoeuvre I have that means I can score in this half, and is risky, particularly for the poor halfling that's being thrown. We have to do it. Let's do it. We've got no rerolls. The tree man's taken root. This is not looking promising. Twiggy Shrubbles has thrown the halfling. The halfling has not survived the throw. Turned it over, and that was the first half. The one advantage we've got is coming to the second half. We're 1-0 down against the merciless centaurs with the hairy halflings. 5 of the halflings have already been injured this game so far. 6, sorry, have been injured, 4 of which are out for the next game as well as this one. So our chances are looking a little bit on the grim side, I'll be honest. So the halfling master chef has meant that I lose 1 reroll, they gain 1 reroll. That's a special play, and we're going to just start. We've got 1 less player here. Can we get the ball back in time? Oh, throw a rock. That's one of my treemen that's down and stunned. That's not good for me at all. And due to the distance the ball is away, there is no way for me to pull off a one-turn touchdown. So I think what we're going to do is let's go and see if we can retrieve the ball first. That's already unlikely. Yep, there we go. Had to use the reroll already to get the ball from the end zone. You know what? I'm going to leave him. Oh, I can't leave him in the end zone. Yes, I can. I'll move one of my halflings across, and I think do what we can to overpower the front line, which seems very unlikely, to be honest. Our one halfling that's got a strength of anything more than a gnat is currently lying bleeding on the sidelines.
That'll do, player. There's nothing better than hitting.
Oh, dearie me. I think this game is going to be an utter rout stream. We're oh dear. That's both my tree man lying on the floor. Both my tree man now will struggle to get up. My halfling has the ball, is fairly isolated at the back. There's just not very much that we can do to try and bring this back. And this Chaos Dwarf team are moving in for the kill here. If it's less than 3-0 at the end of this game, I will be stunned. There's going to be a big hit here on Just Eat, and another big hit on this side against Tig.
Yeah, smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
Look at Twinkletoes there.
And that halfling is in real trouble with tackle. There's no way he's getting out of that. Another one going flying through the air with a seriously solid punch there from our Chaos Dwarfs. I don't think Tig will be up for a while. So we just need to stand our tree men up. See, this is what I don't understand. You can't actually see clearly what you're re-rolling. So he's going to take root. Has taken roots? No, he's letting him get up. Okay. So you have to look right at the bottom here, which you can barely see, to see what actually went wrong. We'll try a blitz for the tree man, why not? We don't have another good blitz coming.
Because two big guys is always better than one.
Sometimes the...
A solid kick to the face there. I'm going to move one of our halflings back to try and form a bit of a tackle zone wall around here, but I don't think it's going to do very much. Oh.
Good call. Intimidation is the key. It's one of the strengths that I was
Using his lunch there. We're going to go with a straightforward run. With a hope that we can use the tackle zones here to afford a little bit of protection to our ball carrier.
Those players are very close. Smells like a fight is about to happen. That's quite a mess. Even Sinch would struggle to untangle that.
Aye. That was a crunching hit there. Just Eat really not taking that well. There's a push from a bull centaur. That's going to be problematic for us. That's going to make passing harder than it already is for these little guys. Why not?
Come on, guys, together.
There you go. A halfling punching a bull centaur. And it worked. The bull centaur, the first armor crack of the game. On my side, he's stunned. Oh dear. Okay, so this is a... Everything needs to go right for this to happen, and as you've already seen, that is unlikely. So, there you go. That means I'm not even going to try throwing him this turn. Oh, great. So, lost the ball, turned over, nothing else I can really do about it. The only positive it's in the zone of the tree man, and the tree man has halflings surrounding him. But I have a feeling that will cease to be the case very soon as the Chaos Dwarf turn begins. Really going for the overman here. So the tackle skill there, it just means they can't use their dodge skill or use dodge if they have a block thrown at them, which means that all of the rolls would normally just be a pushback for a dodgy team, someone like the Halflings, or of the any of the Elven teams. It just results in a clattering hit to the face, knocking them on their floor as if a full block had been thrown. So
They're gathering around that lone player, like halflings round a sandwich.
oh, that could have gone better for me.
Unity is strength.
This way, the attacker smells weakness.
Jeez, guys, really? Really? Oh, that was silly.
Well, it happens to the best.
Oh, alright. I don't mind. I think I'm just going to write this game off stream. This has not gone my way at all. We've got so many of our half-decent players injured there. It's turning into a bit of a rout for the first time. Well, to be fair, the Amazonians really were the only team that's beaten us so far, and I think that a lot of that is coming again.
Not up to much today.
Oh, he's fumbled it. He's going to try again. He's got a good chance. He's got a 50-50 pickup chance there, so that's not bad going. There you go. So we've got the first hit has gone well. Don't really fancy that Halfling's chance to do anything, to be honest. Let's try one dice.
Away from the ball holder?
You know what? At least he's on the floor. I'm stunned, he's stunned, everyone's stunned, the ball's popped out. Avocado toast, you did your job. Okay, so we're going in here with turn 13 and the Chaos Dwarves are likely to recover the ball and head down the other side of the pitch. They've got plenty of re-rolls here, so they can afford for mistakes to happen. Oh, not that one twice though. Oh! Now that's interesting.
One less annoyance to deal with.
This is unlikely to go well.
A good solid handoff. These two players work well together.
Let's try a reroll. Let's see what happens, stream. Oh, he stayed on his feet. Not where he was aiming for. And I think that puts me out of range of all of his players that I can see. So I think rather than go for it and lose the ball, I'd rather get the 3 points in the next turn. What I will do though is go and beat on someone. Preferably someone smaller than me. Who's been beating on one of my halflings that are smaller than them. Oh, well that was disappointing. Follow up on that hit though. At least that will get me 1 dice. Oh, come on. Oh, my bacon getting KO'd there. And I'm not going to use the apothecary. So a few people have been asking why I'm not using the apothecaries when I'm getting injuries that mean people miss next game. Honestly, with the halfling team, that's so numerous, and you want the apothecary to be there in case one of your players is actually killed. Which so far, this team has suffered 2 deaths. This is a very dangerous sport for halflings. Okay, and we have our... Oh, Deliveroo injured as well. That takes our injuries this game to 7. Badly hurt, no long-term effect, but will be taking no further part in the game. So all the players on the pitch are all the players that I'm going to actually get to keep using. I may have to settle for a draw here, stream, which really isn't in my nature.
That's quite a mismatch, Bob.
I know. That weedy fella's gonna get splatted. Oh, I'm excited, Jim. With fists flailing, he's following up, hoping to get a knockdown next time.
The player's fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent.
Sorry? Yep, I think I'm going to. Yep. There's not really any more big hits I can do, so I'm going to take the score, because otherwise the Bull Centaur that's a little bit further down the pitch is going to give me a hammering. The problem with taking the score is that I'm setting myself up with exactly the same people in the same number of tackle zones. However, Undercooked Sausage is doing well to get some points to the board. So dead and injured on this halfling team 7, KO'd 1. That leaves me 8 players down in the squad, which leaves me with precisely 6 halflings on the pitch out of 14, and the 2 treemen are up. So that's, you know, small positives. I'm going to take Uber Eats. We're going to put avocado toast kind of in an I formation. And use tackle zones as far as I can, with my 2 halflings set right at the back, just to tackle them as they come through, because there is no if. Okay, so we're going to kick the ball. We'll just kick it off to one side slightly. Halflings set up another legal defense. Okay, where's the ball going? The ball's going to his bull centaur, so I think the only thing I might do just move my halflings back a little bit, and move the group for the tackle, that have to stay on the line, off to the right hand side. It means it's going to run through a lot faster, as a lot less tackle zones. However, to be perfectly honest, I can't see me doing particularly well at this at the moment, so I'm just trying to limit the number of hits they can get in on me. It's a real victory if I can just stop them scoring. The Kelsdorf team electing not to do any passing yet, which is interesting. First blitz, a really solid one there. Ooh. That's Justy lying sprawled on the floor. He's not going to be delivering anything. First Chaos Dwarf hit there against the tree men. Let's see if they're going to keep moving out or...
managed to lay out
Gee.
of half his strength.
Oh well, apparently not. Not my game. Oh, and did manage to injure the opposite player, but yeah. Can they actually get into the end zone? I think they put themselves in a terrible position there. I think they're just going to beat my halflings up for a turn, which I can understand completely. Yeah, they can't make it in. That's a really weird decision. Never mind. Looks like one of my halflings managed to stay on his feet temporarily. Always nice. And they're not letting that lie though. There's it looks like a big blitz coming in. Or they're just surrounding Mouldy Sprouts for intimidation. Avocado toast. Unfortunately, the is just as squishy as his name suggests, and is stunned. And only pushes with the other tree man as well.
Force him back and then
Well, both down is not a good result for me either. That was the end of the half and the end of the game. The halflings managing to come out of it with a draw. Certainly didn't feel like a draw, and I think next game's going to feel like a beasting. Got absolutely hoofed there. So we got nothing added to our fan factor. Star player points. I don't think anything particularly interesting happened. We got 7 for Twiggy Shrubless, undercooked sausages with 3 from the touchdown. So we go and have a look at the Halfling team roster. You're going to see rather a lot of people are injured and not going to be around for our next game. We've got Dominoes, Morass McLeod and Curry all nursing injuries that will mean that they will not be returning for our next game. Twiggy Shrubless has leveled up to level 2. So let's see, roll the dice and see what happens. Nothing particularly interesting, to be honest. Rolled a 7, so he can only choose from his own skills. So the choice is now between break tackle, juggernaut, grab, piling on, and multiple block, which is an interesting choice. Right, piling on, I don't think with the tree man's a good plan because they struggle enough to stand up anyway. Break tackle, player uses strength instead of his agility when he fails a dodge. Honestly, I think that's not a terrible skill for him, because it would mean in scenarios where they've been stupid enough to place the ball carrier within a square of him, he can move that one square with effective agility of 6. Which means he's very likely to make it. So for short runs that could work for Juggernaut. If this player takes a blitz action, the opposing player may not use their fend, stand firm or wrestle skills against blocks. They may also choose to treat a both down result as if a push result has been rolled. That's probably pretty useful actually, because it does mean that there's less likelihood of my tree men going down, because I can't get the block skill from my standard skill set. But I think I'm probably going to go with multiple block, Where he is strength 6, that will mean that the opponent's getting +2. I think we may be able to use that a few times, so I'll do that for now and take the multiple block. So I think we've got a few. Mahusif Portion's a real loss because he was only 7 points away from getting his next star player points. We've got quite a lot of our Halfling team that are still basic players and haven't really got any at all. We've got a few that look like they're within touching distance, Maras McLeod being one of them that's lying injured at the moment, and Curry's 1 touchdown away. Deliveroo is a touchdown out of it. My Bacon is 1 successful pass out of it, so it may be tempting to use him just to throw a pass just for giggles at the back of our team at some point. But all in all, a tough game for the Halflings. Coming away with the draw is not the worst. And the next team we're up against are Halflings with a much lower team value, which means they're going to have some star players. While I am struggling with my team values inflated because of a couple of my star players who will not be making it to the next game. What time is it? So it's currently 3:20. So that first game only took us, what, an hour? Let's check. Let's do a... ...53 minutes. And we probably just about have enough time for another. Okay, so let's play the Moot Banquet, get all of the pain over and done with in one. So the Moot... I've got 0 petty cash.
Game is about to start, chum.
And my opponent had 390,000. To put that into context for you guys, you only start with a million, so that's rather a lot of petty cash.
Good evening from Cabal Vision HD.
Okay, so we're from the Moot Banquet's Ostland Dome Stadium here today, with the Moot Banquet facing off against the Hairy Halflings.
You really are.
The Moot Banquet having got a star playing elf. Oh, I think he's a elf war dancer. So I have a feeling this will go poorly. And so you got 2 star players. Wow, they really did use that enhancement money to best effect there with the star player elf, a war dancer who I think has block, leap, dodge, everything under the sun, and they've got their own star player who I've never come across before. Halfling star players not really in demand in the league. So the coin is up and they're choosing whether to kick me or kick the ball. And the Moot Banquet gained an extra team reroll, and I've lost one due to their Halfling Master Chef. Which is not a surprise. So I'm setting up my players in defence. So the Elven star player there is Willow. He has thick skull, which is impressive for a high elf, which you can see why he's got a slight mutation there. Sidestep, Dauntless, and he's a loner because he's a star player. And we got Puggy, who has Nerves of Steel, Dodge, Block. He's got Loner, and then Right Stuff and Stunty, which are 2 standard ones. So Right Stuff, Stunty and Dodge are standard, but he's got Block and Nerves of Steel. That's quite a useful player, because it means he's far more likely to be able to pull off a pass or catch. Okay, so up against the Halflings, I think we're going to... We're in defence, so I think we're going to just try and overman. There's not... I don't really have a great tactic here. The second turn. I'm going to move like a Rory out to the left-hand side, just so put my guys in a position where they can strike back on the second. Actually, I think we might put Just Eat just in the centre there, and we'll keep my bacon out of the fight, putting Deliveroo in there instead. So the Halfling opponents, they're having spread their team out quite a bit. Somewhat surprisingly, they've put both their star players in the front line and one of their true men not, but that's so he can get a decent throw off of one of his teammates. So we could see a single turn score here. So I'm going to try and kick the ball into one of the back corners, because a Halfling player, that's really where you don't want it to go. The ball is up, it's a perfect defence, we can reset in another legal defence. So I think what we may do there is, now seeing what he's put in his line, we'll run my bacon in. Oh, hang on. Who's of Portion's on the pitch? I thought he was gone. Yeah, I thought it was Mahoo's of Portion was one of the two. Okay, well, Mahoo's of Portion can go out with Like a Rory on the right, undercooked sausages there. We'll move Uber Eats. I'm not sure who we're going to move. Let's put Microwave Meal into the melee. Let's do this. Okay, we're going to end the turn there. See what happens. So all we've done is added an additional block dice in the rollout, or an additional target for the opposing Halfling team to hit, if you want to look at it that way. So they're moving extra people into the block as well from their sides. That's to overman my players, which they've very successfully done on the right, and looks like they're going to try and replicate on the left. Doesn't look like they're going to be getting the ball this turn, or certainly not getting the ball down the pitch. With the Halflings, because of the throw teammate, if you can pull it off, which is a big if, it actually gives you the capability to do a single turn touchdown. If you can recover the ball, hand the ball off to the player that's standing next to the tree man having not moved, nor the player standing next to him, and then throw that player. Oh, Deliveroo is injured. Let's see what he's got. He's badly hurt. Deliveroo really not standing up to very much. We've got a tree man blitz there that resulted in a pushback, but he's followed it up. So I'm a little bit tempted, stream, that instead of just playing with the normal kind of let's see if we can win this attitude, playing with the beat the hell out of the opposing Halfling team attitude. He's got strength 4. Jeez, that elf, that star player is pretty beefy. Let's see if we can take out one of their trees. We apparently cannot. Is he going to stand firm? He is.
Somewhere for all the good that did. Two big goons.
He's strong for an elf, but not strong for a tree. He's going to get to choose where he wants to go, and our tree man's going to follow up. And filling in the gap, this is such a stupid strategy. Oh, alright. No, not yet.
They've gone into the opponent's tackle zone. This should be good.
Halfling versus tree man. The tree man stood firm, but gone down. There you go. He's massively overmanned him. I'm going to run like a Rory round and get himself a bit further up towards the ball. Mahoo's of Portion not being quite as fit as the young skinny for a Halfling like a Rory, has decided that instead he's going to try and just push straight through the middle. And you know what, I'm going to use a reroll on that. Oh, unfortunately doesn't have block, but you know. Mahusa fortunately got KO'd. Oh dear. Never mind.
That player's shuffling off the field.
That was a bit of fun.
His mortal coil.
Oh, I think he got KO'd as well. So both got KO'd. Two halflings running at each other. One was a star player, one was not. Both of them ending up bleeding on the sidelines. They may make a comeback to this.
They're building a cage around the ball here. It's a solid tactic.
Well, he's taken root with his other tree man and failed to stand up.
It's a shame that a water bottle just isn't enough for him.
Well, they're going for the picking on the...
Look at all those players.
Oh, that star player was stupid enough to follow up.
There'll be trouble with
That
you.
is bad news for them. It's a little bit more over... Oh, you know what? I'm going to make this halfling team have to run down the pitch. Okay, so that's not a star player, so we can hit back here. This is halfling on halfling. We'll push him back and follow.
That head is looking rather smug for remaining upright. Pride comes before the fall.
We'll then move this other halfling across this side and try and hit this star player.
I was about to get punched above
Oh dear.
and below.
Double
At
skulls.
the same time.
We'll follow that up. He did actually knock the star player down. That was solid enough. I didn't actually think that would work. So we're now going to try and deal with the other tree man, who's elected to use his stand firm skill, and definitely stood firm there. Oh, why not? This is a comedy game, let's do it. Come on, Apple Tool Branch, go for it, go for it, go for it.
The player's fist is approximately the same size as his entire opponent. With arms like...
Oh, and an injury.
I love adding my own sound effects.
You did indeed call that, Morass. That was indeed a tree man punching someone. What to do with the rest of my turn, though? Bit more of a challenging question. You know what? Oh, I can't really do anything with the blitz. Blood for the stake god. I think like Rory's going to do a little bit of a run around the outside like a trailer park goal. He's a really rare deity. Oh dear! Morass! Oh, on form. Okay. There is I have left my halfling somewhat exposed by my blitzing with my tree man. As you can see, we're a little bit out. If his tree man manages to stand up and get off a blitz, that's going to hurt quite a lot. I'm surprised Willow didn't, as a star player, didn't have dodge. Stood up beautifully there, though. I could do without his tree man standing up. His tree man failed to stand up.
Getting up close and personal, Bob.
You need to be close.
Oh, they're
Smell your breath and see
going to blitz like a Rory, but he's managed to stay on his feet. And the two stunties couldn't take out the other stunty due to the stunty. Glad that's clear for everyone. Alright, let's see if we can keep this star player on his backside. Yeah, he can choose whichever direction he wants to follow up in, it doesn't actually matter. And he's injured! Got rid of one of their 2-star players they got for this game. And he's lost a point in agility due to a broken neck. That will be persistent as well, oh dear. Right. Well, that went well. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how to do it without... I didn't see the other halfling there. Oh, let's do it. Let's keep blitzing with our tree man. We've started Apple Tree Tool Branch blitzing. He's going to keep blitzing. He's
I'm excited, Jim.
and he's following up to get the tackle zone in. And he's KO'd his opponent there. Now we can start to look at manning up the ball carrier. Don't want to put too many of my players behind because that will cause other issues for me later. Because of the complete lack of ability to run that halflings are known for.
They'll need to get rid of the ball now there's pressure on them.
It's a bit of a long run and quite risky.
This could be a sack. I love it when that happens.
I need to get like a Rory away from that star player. It's worth a punt. There we go. I think he's in an inconvenient enough position with the other team, they'll follow him up. But just standing there or trying to block would have been a poor plan. So I think he's going to go for a blitz at the back there. They failed to stand up there with the first tree man. The second tree man may fare better. This is one of the problems with halfling teams and tree men as big guys in general, is that they are likely to stay down when they've been hit. Rory won't be staying down after that hit though, I'm sure. Alright, they're trying to overman on the right hand side and go for the run. They didn't move the ball carrier. They may regret that decision very shortly.
Knuckles balls, Jim. They're going
Wow.
for the ball.
They may not as well.
All this focus on the ball is against the spirit of the game. Give me more random violence.
They're attacking the ball carrier, Bob.
I know, Jim. I'm watching the same match as you.
So our blitzer finally getting the hit in. Could actually do without that player catching the ball, I'll be honest. This one needs to pick up. This makes this next thing really risky if he does pick it up now. Passed by Apple Tool Branch there. And Just Eat going for his first star player points. he's managed it! I...
The other team must wake up.
Yeah, I know. So Morass was commenting that my tackle zoning was a bit weird there. Honestly, it was a bit of a death or glory type of play, because I could either go for the points or I was going to likely not do well anyway. I can't believe I managed to injure a star player. That's good going. So that's reduced the threat here. And who have we got on Undercooked Sausages? Mahusive Portion is going to move onto the left wing with Like a Rory 2. We've got Just Eat having come back. Is now getting to stay out of the line with Microwave Meal taking his place. Mouldy Sprouts Uber Eat on the right hand side, and then we have Tig and My Bacon in the middle, really forming more of a defensive running line just in case. And we've got then Twiggy and Apple Tool Branch standing in the middle with Microwave Meal capping it off. So let's see how this goes. I think it's going to result in a lot of overmanning. And the ball is going up. A high kick. A player of Moot's Banquet who's not in a tackle zone can be moved into the square with the ball and if it's unoccupied. So they may be able to catch this. They attempted the catch with the tree man. That's an interesting move. It does mean their tree man's far further back. If they'd been successful, they probably would have been quite annoyed at that. But it means that the tree man's further back and is able to defend a lot more effectively. Also able to throw the other player far more effectively as well, being further back in the line. You can only carry out a quick pass or a short throw, so it's not a very long throw that you're going to manage. But we'll soon see how this turns out. The tree man also forming a tackle zone around the ball as well to try and give it a bit of protection while they get another player to pick the ball up. And I think the other player is going to hide. He's hidden behind the tree man, so he's ready to be thrown next turn. The Moot Banquet having plenty of rerolls left, 3 remaining.
There's always room in sport for a scrap like this.
I think it's fair to say my Halfling was quite lucky there. He's been pushed back again. Oh, and I will be taking the... there we go. Choose block dice. And the tree man has just kicked and injured Puggy. He's having a cracking game. Puggy, the other star player, has just been injured and is now off for the rest of the game. So this Halfling team is playing like an Orc team against this other Halfling team. Interesting moves all round. Our blitzing tree man has taken root, so he won't be going any further. That wasn't really very effective hit there. I think we're going to peel off one of our guys to go and assist. Does that get us a single dice? No. Let's get My Bacon in there as well. So My Bacon going in for a single dice hit on the remaining tree man. He's going to ignore that and stand firm again. However, oh gee, no, that's not good at all. Ah well. All of that hitting, all of those people sucked into this and really not done very well there at all. Mahusive Neck hoping to redeem himself by Mahusive Portion hoping to redeem himself by running in with a blitz on the left hand side. Unfortunately he doesn't have block yet. I am desperate to roll that I can get a block. He's going to follow up. Undercooked Sausages looking at the wraparound there. and hasn't gone too far because he's slowed down while thinking about some sausages wrapped in bacon. Mouldy Sprouts coming in to assist Just Eat. Just Eat going for a hit. It just resulted in a pushback, and I think the two of them are going to stay there to... Oh, I followed apparently. That wasn't what I wanted him to do. And then we've got Tig that's just moving back to provide a full-back tackle zone, along with Uber Eats. So it looks like the Moot Banquet will get a decent hitty run in here. I wonder if I could... So there's a very overmanned Mahusive portion there that's likely to get punched in the face. The other tree man coming into contact with Apple Tool Branch. Really an interesting maneuver there.
Has an assist.
Dodge saving the Halfling back to normal service now that the opposing team isn't full of people with tackle.
This formation gives them a safe progression. It's going to be hard to make them lose the ball.
So even with all that assistance, due to the additional strength, and I'd like to point out he's just as strong as a bog-standard Blood Bowl human player, Mahusive portion causing real problems for the Halfling team.
The bigger they are,
The harder they punch.
Well, the other... Well, that tree man is... I'm not sure the tree man will thank him for that manoeuvre. It leaves quite a few of his tree men open to being hit fairly hard. So Twiggy Shrubless is going to try and hit Branch Chestnut. Try he does. He stands firm and is KO'd. One of their tree men off the pitch. To try and put the hits in their favour, Microwave Meal is moving up towards the intimidating form of Willow Weakbush. Willow Weakbush about to be punched in the face by Apple Tool Branch. And he's not really done much. I'm going to use a reroll there. That will do it. He's stood firm, but he's still going down on the ground. And then we're moving Justy over. Which they had no idea that that was a food delivery service. That was just all he did as a small child. My Bacon has moved over as well. Mahusive portion going in for a block. And following up.
He's following up, hoping to get the knockdown next time.
Like a Rory is considering his position carefully. I think we're going to get Like a Rory to run in and enable Undercooked Sausages to go for a blitz and get 2 dice off, which he's managed, but failed miserably in the execution of, KOing the opposing player and stunning himself in doing so. Well, we've got one guy on my team that's definitely going to take a swift hit to the face very shortly, and that is Mouldy Sprouts. Nobody particularly likes Mouldy Sprouts, and I think the opposing team are about to hit him above and below the belt. There we go. That's a significant hit. Mouldy Sprouts KO'd there, leaving a gap open for the Halfling team to run. Yeah, let's call it run through. We have managed to keep the Halfling star players and tree men pretty much tied up. Halfling's still having a reroll going into turn 8 for them, so that's no bad thing. The ball carrier falling over for a second there, but they can't reroll that That is a solid hit. Mahusive Portion also coming in for a solid hit. No rerolls, so very likely to go wrong.
Defensive pressure gathering.
Hit him and followed up. Mahusive Portion squarely knocking the ball carrier in the face there. Apple Tool Ranch trying to push away the cover that that's on Microwave Meal there. So Tig going to try and do the first useful thing he's done in a while. We don't have any rerolls left, so this is very, very likely to go wrong.
Successful handle. I like what I'm seeing.
Passed by Twiggy Shrubless, sorry, and Microwave Meal is stunned at the result of that pass, which has left to him being stunned. There's a bit of a nasty bounce there as he hit the ground. So there is no way that I can score in this half.
End your turn on the border of the pitch. If the player gets pushed into the crowd, well, the last time that happened, it took 3
That's a bit of a
days
shame.
to
Unlike
put
with
the
most
body
other
back
teams,
together.
you can really get from pretty much one half the pitch to the other in one turn. The Halflings do not have that. They've done a pretty good job there at recovering the ball, though. And a solid hit. I am thinking about trying something particularly stupid. That's a both down roll there.
Good tackle. Now, can you have
The tree man just taking a lie down between them. Well, if at first the tactic does not work, keep trying until it does. I'm pretty sure that's what the saying says. Twiggy Troublous is injuring more of my players than he is of anyone else's.
Is the assist going to be enough to come out on top?
So I think that as I can't score, and I don't think they can either, I'm going to pick on the remaining player that has any potential to.
He'll get an assist now. Wuss.
Let's follow up there and just using this as an excuse to beat up some halflings.
Put some pressure on the ball.
Which,
Move quicker.
being a halfling coach is not something you get to do very often without people frowning upon the practice.
That's clever. So
Probably a very
close
silly
to the
move.
floor of the heart.
Yeah. So I think that's it.
It's not going to be easy to shift.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, if it's the final term of the game, I'd be fouling their treatment with my treatment. The rest. Okay, so half time. I think I need to put you display above my monitor. I don't need to display above or below my monitor. Yeah. easier to see the chap. Okay. So we're coming out. The Halfling Master Chef has done his treachery again. They do have both of their tree men back up again, and I'm now playing in attack. So I'm going to move Just Eat up into the line. I'm going to put undercooked sausages let's get more mouldy sprouts back up again. So let's get Uber Eats onto the right hand side. We're going to put my bacon towards the back because we're going to have to try and ball recover. I'm going to try and actually put a couple of halflings a lot further back than I normally do. So may not fully help, but and doesn't give me a one turn run through. But I think this might actually work as a tactic. Or everyone's just going to fall over. Either way. So, we are confirmed. The ball is up. And the Hairy Halflings can move one adjacent square. That's good. Well, the ball's due to land on Mahusive Portion. So I think I'll move most of my players one square towards that area.
Sports drink made by the Skaven of Clan Pestilence? No thanks, I'll give it a miss. I may not be the sharpest spike on the armor, but I'm not that stupid.
Gonna do a little bit of a shuffle with my tree man line here. Oh, and he caught the ball! Fantastic, that was unlikely. Okay, so we're now going to use Apple Tool Branch to hit the other tree man.
Two big goons that get together and fall on you.
Done. We're then going to attempt to use Just Eat to hit Dudo. Good enough. And I think that's all we're going to do. Other than try and score.
With such tiny arms, it's probably more reasonable to settle for a handoff.
So we've had a word with Twiggy over half time. Let's see whether Nuffle is going to be on our side for this. So, thrown with strong arm. It's not going to be quite enough. However, undercooked sausages does have go for it, so... Okay, well now we're going to have to try and do something to assist him. Because he is going to get absolutely mobbed shortly. Mouldy Sprouts looking to try and get vengeance on those that wronged him.
This is going to be decisive.
Ah, let's re-roll that. Follow that up, and then and go for it once with Like a Rory 2. Like a Rory 2 has been doing okay so far. In fact, let's see if we can... He also has sprint, so we should really take advantage of that. So he's trying to get up to try and help his compatriot, maybe cause them to lose focus a little bit on him, but I think that Unfortunately, the throw went well, but not well enough for us to score with it. It's that one square out when you have such a short movement range is a real problem. And I think we're going to say that's all she wrote. On the this right-hand side, moving back a little bit because we don't want to get Tree Man blitzed. Certainly without them having to really carefully consider that. Oh, we were right. That's the first assist going in. The second one is going to be either Odo Hairy Twinkletoes will actually go in for the hit himself, I think, with very few others being able to get that close. The Halfling opponents here really pushing in to try and get as many tackle zones in as they can, or as many assists as they can, ready for hitting for the next turn. And a bit of hitting for this turn. Moldy Sprout's looking at like he's under threat there. Really not very much assistance. There's my team here. There's not a lot that's going to work well for us. The opposing tree man stepping into view. And here comes the blitz from Odie. Oh no, they're going to throw the block first. Oh, their other treeman has got up.
Lowly houseplant.
That's not good news.
They're going for the ball.
Oh, they've blitzed him, and he's blitzed him straight into the end zone. Unfortunately, KOing undercooked sausages, and the ball being lost. The ball landing right in the bottom corner of the tackle zone there, so there is an interesting opportunity to try to score still. Ooh, and that was a fairly solid hit for a halfling. So like Rory may be able to score from this still. I think we're going to see a bit of Tree Man fighting first though. Just Eat trying to push out the person assisting. And following up to be well in range of the other Tree Man. He may regret this. A solid headbutt there. With Willow Weak Bush
Two big guys
going for the other Tree Man, who's decided to stand firm. Or Fern in his case. Sorry. My Bacon running up to the back of the other tree man to come and provide what could be a critical assist here for Apple Tool Branch to get a hit in. Well, unfortunately that's not doing anything. We're not going to use a reroll for this one.
might as well grab a feather and shove it up there somewhere for all the good that
Okay, so Like Rory 2 is going for glory. There is no good reason for doing this stream, but we're going to do it anyway.
Grasping range of the fans, and they're looking hungry. Were they asleep then?
I certainly was, Jim.
Touchdown! Sorry, off the stream. I nearly got my headphones off. I did not think that was going to happen. We've got the touchdown with Like Rory making his way carefully down the left-hand side and picking it up in the end zone with a tackle zone on him for the touchdown there. That I can live with. As one of the KO players recovering for the opposing halfling side. Unfortunately, my KO is staying that way, taking a wee nap.
Dogs are doing their job. Despite being in the lead, this team now has to kick the ball to the losing squad.
So Microwave Meal staying where he is. Just Eat on the left. My Bacon pushing forward on. Just Eat on the right. Sorry, My Bacon pushing forward to the left. Tig is going to stay back where he is. And Avocado Toast, I think, will stay in that I formation at the back. I think that's probably my best bet with this side. It does mean I'm going to be overmanned in the line, but it is what it is. So the opposing halfling side really not making very much effort to try and score with the ball here. That's interesting. Quick snap. All players in the Moot Banquet get to make a move. That's unfortunate.
That's a holding maneuver, if ever I saw one.
So I managed to put it back, but not really back far enough to prevent him from getting the ball. So it looks like he's pushing forwards and... Hey Noah, how are you doing? Sorry? No, I think he thought he was imperfect, because he got to place the... Morass pointing out that the AI didn't use the kickoff event. That is probably because he got to place himself in the attacking formation first and thought it was pretty much perfect. And the ball being positioned where it was really didn't hurt him any. So you see they've used their reroll for the turn there, the Moot Banquet at the back. It's good to see you again, Noah. We are... Oh, I don't think dodge is really going to help with that. Oh, maybe it does. It looks like my tree man's going down for the first time this game, though. Yep, that will do it. Yeah, just stand firm at that. So their tree man's finally done the business on mine. Let's try and stand him back up again. Oh, I'll re-roll that, why not? And failed again. Should be able to get a decent hit on the opposing tree man. Failed to do that. We're going to use Uber Eats, I think, to see if he can deliver a solid hit forwards onto Dudo, which he's done and followed. And is there anyone else that's on a one-on-one? Not really at the moment, so dodging round to go and provide an assist on this side, so Minto Tea Leaf is getting the hit. Unfortunately, didn't really do anything for me. Oh gee, Just Eat is dead. So the Apothecary's worked his magic and he's just injured now. So trying to get that hit in with more people assistance than we actually needed. And guess what happened? One of our players died. That's Blood Bowl, folks. So we are up 2-0 against the Moot Banquet, but that may mean that we have to be a bit more careful about what we do. I think that I'm not going to try and score again. I think I'm just going to try and injure some of the other team. Morass, absolutely right. They got both team but 0-star players on this now, but we injured both of their star players in the first half. Oh, that's always going to hurt. My bacon has just been saved by the dodge skill. The opposing halfling team looking to try and overman as much as they can to try and clear the ball down the field. Even if they score from this drive, we have still won. Just need to see if we can get our tree man up. Unfortunately, it looks like my other tree man's going down for the first time this game. Both down result there. Kind of a pain in the backside for both of us. But they did manage to stun my tree man there. So that's going to mean he's going to be down for 2 turns. Oh, you know what? Let's go for stupidity. Oh, didn't happen. Failed to stand up. Hang on. Oh, that's used my blitz as well. Damn. Okay. Well, in that case, what strength is he? 6. I'm going to try and hit his other tree man with nothing but halflings. This is not likely to go well. Is there anyone else I can bring in to help? No, not really.
getting up close and personal, Bob.
You need to be close. So close they can smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
Okay, let's do this. So all of them together get one block, guys, and attack us down. And is injured. Oh, he's badly hurt. That's another one of my players off the pitch, adding to the complement I have of injured players from this game so far. Not really the greatest push we've ever managed, so the two tree men being down, having a nap in the middle of the pitch really isn't helping my cause. Tree men are actually quite difficult to get back up once they're down. Oh, they're overmanning. That seems somewhat unnecessary. They're trying to equal the odds on this side against the other tree man. That's oh dear. This is suddenly looking like it's going to be a very painful time for my halfling team.
Two big goons that get together and fall on you. It can really hurt.
Tree man giving a solid kick to Tig there. Tig managing to stay on his feet. Unlike Uber Eats, who's going to go flying through the air here. Landing with a bit of a clatter, but nothing too serious. On the other side, we've got another player, Odo Hairy Twinkletoes, has hit... sorry, next to Odo Hairy Twinkletoes, Microwave Mill's been hit by Minto. Sorry, Minto even. And they're going for a very OP blitz there, which just managed to push back. I'd be pretty disappointed if I were them with that, to be honest. Right, I think Mahusif Portion is going to hit back at Cotter Quickfeet to take him out of the equation. And follow up to try and stay in touch with him. Oh, let's do it. We're going to do something stupid. We're blitzing a tree man with a standard halfling. We managed to get a pushback.
Still like a rock.
No, we failed to stand our other tree man up. Don't think we really have anything else we can do that's interesting. We've got one of our... we've got Uber Eats recovering from his knock. And is just moving back to... with Moldy Sprouts stand in front of Bob P's son. And I think that may be... let's do it.
In these conditions, it's just crazy.
Disadvantage is obvious.
Both down. Avocado Toast took an injury but did manage to knock the tree man down. No long-term effect, meaning there are currently 4 of my players off the pitch injured that are off for at least the rest of this game, and 1 who is KO'd. That's versus 3 of the opposing team. However, I would point out the opposing team have had 2 star players who they hired in with specialist skills who have been knocked out of this game. Pretty much pretty early in the first half we focused them, plus one of his other halflings. So they now look like they're going to try and trundle up the pitch for a score. I'm not unhappy to let them, to be honest. I think that what I'm going to do is try and focus on getting some more injuries in. That tree man getting back up again. Quite an achievement in itself. And Dodge saving my players again.
He won't leave him alone anytime.
So it's going to force him to keep running players over to this side, and he needs 2 turns to get to the other end zone. Well, that was probably a mistake on his part. He has 1 treeman that can hit, and he may choose not to do so because he's going to be rolling 2 dice, and I'm going to get to choose which one. Oh, he's hitting. That was probably a good move from his part. He's He's now got 2 tree men there. So he stood up, but he's taken root. What that means is, unfortunately, that treeman is not going to be moving anywhere for the foreseeable future until he is knocked down again or the end of the drive. Oh dear. Well, some games you win, some games Nuffle does that to you. And some games both. It looks like we'll win this game, and Nuffle has squarely kicked me. So we've had one of my halflings roll to die so far, with our apothecary saving him to just being badly hurt. And we've got another... we've knocked both of their star players though in return, and we've taken a reasonable number of injuries on our side. Oh, that's a both down. That's not a good result for him. He'd rather take the pushback. So, I think that what we're going to see is a score, because I can't really do very much about it on this side. Coming from Adelard Tallfellow, and they're just going to try and overman the remaining players. I'm still going to win this if they score, so I'm just going to try and give people a little bit more of a shoeing on my side, but that's not going quite as well as I'd hoped. Oh, yep, that's without the assistance of a tree man. His tree men are doing a number on the remainder of my team standing towards the line, and
another coach who has forgotten to water his
oh, and that is a fairly large hit on like a Rory, and he's injured. Badly hurt, no long-term effects. That's 5 injuries we've taken so far this this stream. Oh, so far this game, in fact, not even this stream. That might be the 6th. Using his dinner there. Right. What can I usefully do? Not a lot, I don't think. I can try and blitz a halfling that's standing in front of my tree man. Why not? Nope, no rerolls, turned it over. So, tree men, difficult to stand up at the best of times, but that was really all I could do, and thankfully, I'm kind of thankful that he scored, because I was about to get a beasting if he stayed there. So, Adelard Tallfellow taking the score to 2 points to 1. I'm going to try and score again, if that wasn't the last turn. So we've got Mahusif portion,
ball back to the winning team again.
Undercooked sausages. What? That's not what I meant to do. Let's try that again. I'm going to place undercooked sausages at the back here, behind Twiggy Shrubless. I've got to try and get some players further back. What we got? We've got microwave meal and mouldy sprouts. I'm going to move mouldy sprouts a little bit further back here as well. I think that's as much cover as I can provide. Let's just confirm the setup there. That'll have to do. And the ball is up, and the changing weather is nice, so we've got a small gust of wind. So we're going to go straight for the score. It's unlikely to work. We don't have any re-rolls, but we're going to just try and get our score going.
That's good, little guys. You're the best.
Oh, I see.
Oh dear.
You're hoping to get
well, I didn't plan that stream. I was going to attempt to throw a player. Unfortunately, I can't throw that one that's actually caught the ball. Yeah, what's the roll needed? No, I've already used my handoff. I can't do it. Yeah, and I can't do it. Can't do it. Well, I'm going to start by punching a halfling, and then graduate to punching tree men.
Aha, here's some friends.
So, we're clearing out for the ball carrier, who is a tree man. We can't score, so I think we're just going to try and hit as many people as we can. So who was meant to be the ball carrier? He was. Let's... Don't really need to do the overmanning on this first hit, but... Oh, he's taken root, so he's not moving anywhere.
It's not going to be easy to shift.
I'm not so sure. He'll end up flat out on the field like any other.
Hit down there. I'm actually wondering what our best move is here. I think our best move is this, which is likely to fail. Again, we don't have any rerolls, so what happens happens. Ah well, never mind. That will have to end the game. Microwave meal is KO'd. And the turnover has happened. Our tree man has the ball, and we're going to take away a 2-1 victory over the opposing halfling side. We were going for a no guts, no glory run with no rerolls, which means more often than not there's no glory and quite a lot of guts splayed all over the place. So no one is dead. That is a positive. But unfortunately it's going to leave my tree man open to getting punched in the face. I think he's got an assist there, but I'm unassisted. I was trying to get my halfling up so I could get an assisted to hit onto the other tree man, but that was equally likely to go wrong. So the opposing tree man standing up. Well, they're going for a blitz on Mahusive Portion, which they need all that assistance because he is pretty strong for a halfling. He's got the same strength as a normal player, so strength 3.
2-1 is a good score. Sums up this game. I like it.
Okay, so for our second game of the stream, we have a 2-1 victory. We're going to re-roll the 2, see if we get... Oh, we got a 1. Of course we did. Okay, that's fine. A new fan factor. We gained a fan factor, which we now at fan factor 9. If you were watching the stream where we were setting up this team, we were setting them up for fan factor. The Hairy Halflings, Twiggy Shrubless has picked up 7 star player points during the course of that game. Like a Rory with 3, Just Eat 3, and Apple Tool Branch 4. So let's see if that actually translates into any upgrades for our team. Looks like it does. Apple Tool Branch has got his upgrade. He's so let's see what we can do. Level him up. Roll the dice. He can only use strength, so I think we're going to use multiple block as our option here. Give us the option of hitting more than one player at a time. So that's both of our tree men, both have guard, and both have the option to use multiple block. When they next find themselves in a line with humans, there's going to be a lot of people falling over. Right, well I think stream, that's going to be it for now. We will be back on later on, probably around about, let me see what our schedule looks like. We are probably going to be back at 8 tonight, so it'll be round about probably between 8 o'clock and 8:30 we'll be back on stream, and it's going to be an interactive stream where we're going to have a few other people on board as well. We don't know what we're going to play yet. It may be Holdfast, it may be PUBG. We've got, I think, a team of 4 together. So until then, thank you very much for watching. As always, We really appreciate it, and hope you had some fun. If you've got some suggestions for any other games you'd like to see us play, as always, get in touch. And thank you very much. If you fancy seeing anything else, let us know. So we think later on it's probably going to be either Hold Fast or PUBG, and then maybe some Blood Bowl and 2 Point Hospital a bit later on this evening. But as always, thank you for watching. We really appreciate the likes, follows and subscribes. It really helps us out. And we hope you have a fantastic evening until then. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.